Greetings and welcome to smartwatchtix.com. Kospet is back with their fall 2024 lineup of ruggedized, hardened, beautiful smartwatches. The Tank X2 is the follow-on to the Tank X1 from before with a bunch of new features in it. You got 24/7 heart monitoring, of course, blood oxygen, the new smart sleep tracking in this one with notification reminders and music control. In addition, what you got? A 1.64-inch AMOLED display, Bluetooth calling, and we can't bypass the 15 different US MIL-STD-810H certifications on this one. Ruggedized, hardened, awesome. 5 ATM, IP69 waterproof, and 170 different sport modes, and the S-Wolf score for you swimmers out there. Now, as for price and availability, the Tank X2 is directly available from the Kospet website, running a penny under $100. It's on sale right now, and hopefully we'll get a discount coupon to bring it down a little bit lower for you. Check the show notes and use the link we've got for you to head on over and pick it up. In terms of specs now, lots of stuff going on in this one. You got the basic same setup as we saw in the S2. Of course, the dimensions and weight and everything are a bit different. The composition is the same Gorilla Glass. You're looking at two buttons on this watch now. Again, the 5 ATM, IP69K waterproofing, dust proofing. The whole MIL standard stuff is there. AMOLED screen. Display size is now 1.64 inches diagonal for that rectangular size and shape, with a display of 280 by 456, giving you a PPI of 326, which is still pretty darn decent. Cobalt battery, a pure cobalt battery here, 290 milliamp hour battery. Charging time 2 hours. You get 8 to 12 days of your typical life, 5 to 7 days using what they call scenario battery life. The always-on display mode battery life on this now is about 2 to 3 days. So if you choose to run it in that mode, be prepared to charge it periodically. There's your standby mode and information, your different sensors in this one. What else can I tell you? 170 same sports recognition modes there. Not all of them are sports recognition. These 6 are, so it'll automatically tell if you're doing any of those. 24-hour monitoring of heart rate, blood oxygen, blood pressure, stress level, emotion. Manual measurements of all of these things too. It's doing sleep tracking, health alerts, and on and on. And it supports all these different languages. So let's open it up and take a look inside. You've got the watch itself already assembled with its band. Beautiful. Nice. It's kind of a cross between a watch and a band. It's a fat watch. Long, thin, and not looking like an apple. Thank goodness. Take the cover off. You can see you got 2 buttons here, one on either side. This says Sport. This is going to be on your left-hand side. And this is everything else, actually. Power, their logo. It's called Tank. And inside here, you've got accessories. Since we already have the bands on this one, we don't need to open this up for those. We're just looking at a little charging wire, a 2-pin specialized connector now. You see the kind of way they've worked it there. When you align it just right, and the case itself is kind of contoured to fit it. So make sure you don't lose this one. You can't really replace it easily. It's not a stock standard kind. But it's just a basic USB charger. What? You're right. This is the first ever smartwatch in 9 years almost. It'll be 9 years in January, guys. I've been doing this. In 9 years, this is the first one we've had a USB-C connector. No more USB-A. You can probably charge this from your phone directly. So that is something new from Kospet here at the end of 2024. Let's take a look at it. You're right. It's not in here. The user's manual. Ta-ta-da-da. I just stopped the camera and where's the user's manual? Those guys, look at that. They're hiding it on us. I know this is your favorite part. Nobody skips through this because, I mean, what are you going to do without the manual? There's a PDF of the manual. If you don't want to waste your time listening to me, you can read it on your own. Magnetic charger, the device itself. Here we go. About the band. Yes. And, of course, it's using the Kospet Fit app. Which is great because you can switch between these devices if you have more than one in that app. There's the registration sign-in process, the over-the-air update and Bluetooth calling setup. Very, very similar across the board to all of the Kospet devices. Here's how you scroll up and down, left and right, the power button, what it can do, all the different functions of the right-hand button, and the sport button now on the left-hand side, what it'll do. How to change watch faces, a couple of different ways, press and hold and move it, or you can do it from the actual settings. Now we get to the specifications and the warranty, security tips, FCC, and important notes. Okay, now we'll play with it. We press the power button, obviously, give it a little time, and it'll turn on. One thing to make note of are the bands. You notice they're not removable at all. They are contoured. There's the logo and the opening watch face, which is a special one I downloaded from their app store. Really like that one. Digital, analog, all kinds of good stuff on it. The bands, they're integrated like the way back. Like I said, 9 years ago, this is how they used to look on the watches. In fact, some of them even had a camera built into the band back then. Long ago. But it makes it difficult, of course, on these to change the bands out. So charging wire and the bands, you're pretty much stuck with what comes with the unit. But it's integrated to look really nice. You notice the face change. This is an always-on face that I set up on here. There's several different ones you can choose from. And I don't think I've got it set for the tap or the twist your wrist to turn it on. It was set for last night, so it's timed, and this goes off, and then everything is silent until in the morning, in which case this comes on. If I tap the button, I can light it back up. But we'll show you how to turn that on. You come down here to your overall controls. There's Bluetooth connection for your phone calling and your music player and all of that. Do not disturb. We can turn off now. Here's our brightness. There's overall full brightness, very, very bright. And there is nice and dim for nighttime use. We'll run it on about a 3. I think that's about right. There's twist your wrist to see the time, which should work now that we turned off the do not disturb at night. Now, got a bright flashlight in here. Now, everything you're looking at are changeable. You can go into this little button here and delete them or rearrange them. This is not stock out of the box. Now, if you slide up, you get into the other controls that are not showing when you swipe down. And you can add any of these that you want to, SOS or power savings mode, the way your apps display, all these different ones are available. So just choose what you'd like. And if they exceed the first page, you just slide over and they'll show up on the second page. That's all of these controls. Oh yeah, settings is here too, but we'll get into that in a little bit. When you swipe up now, you have everything you need. Really, you can just start out with time and swipe. Here's all of your step count information, your music player integrated with it, and when you're connected to the phone Bluetooth for that feature, you can play the music. It's great. Heart rate is there, blood oxygen is there, blood pressure, and any one of these you want, you tap on it, it'll expand it out. Stress, emotion, and I grouped those together. These are all rearrangeable too. Here's the weather in your area, alarms, last night's sleep information. For example, I can tap in here, shows your sleep stages and information. Tap again, shows you the actual sleep cycle from when you went to sleep to waking up. And that's awake and REM and light and deep sleep. You'll see all that in the app as well. And that's where you are on the sleep. And you've got these other things beyond that. Your overall workout record. And I did do a walk with this watch, and it's recorded it. Ladies, your health is here for your cycle tracking. As long as you set it up on the phone first, it will tell you where you are at the moment there. And we have an integrated stopwatch, which will run in the background. We just started it. We'll check it later when we get to the app. Countdown timers. And like I said, you can edit and change them or delete them, whatever you'd like to do. So everything is in your control, swiping up and down, really. Go off to the right, you get notifications sent from your phone if you have any, and go off to the left, and now we get into all of these different cards that you already saw the miniature ones of. There's your daily activity, your step details for the day, and I don't walk 8,000 steps in an hour. I wish it would recalibrate. Come back here. Recalibrate a bit on that, because I'd like to see it a couple of hundred steps, or figure out the largest one and set the graph to that level. Here's steps for the week. I've only done it for a couple of days. So many watches. I really only can spend a couple of days with each one. Here's your current heart rate now. I'm going to put my finger over the back side of this. It's giving you your resting heart rate, and you tap on it. There's you're getting the expanded version that shows your 24-hour heart rate, high and low. Kind of question that one, but I did do some activity today. You can come into settings and you can set the rate of your automatic heart rate once every 5 minutes up to 60 minutes, or off if you don't really want to do that. You can do it right here from within the card for the app itself, as opposed to having to go all the way into settings. And then a little bit about heart rate, gives you a description about it. And I believe that's also in the app too. So you got everything self-contained here. When we get out of here, we can come over then to blood oxygen. And this is showing you from 96 to 99, it says. And the range in the category of testing. And if I want to come back, I can say start measuring. And it will use the red diode technology, the more advanced technology. I'd have to stay still and whatnot, so I'll bail out of it. But you can get your reading on there. Again, you can set up your automatic measurement schedule on here, find out about blood oxygen and so forth. Blood pressure, the same thing. Of all the readings, challenge the blood pressure one. Make sure if you're going to use it that it matches your particular valid data that you're checking with a cuff or something like that before you believe it. I want you to see that graphic. They've got some really cool graphics on the watch. This uses green diodes always on. Oh yeah, you saw it. I took my finger off long enough and it says it wasn't, it couldn't get a reading. So I like that. It's not just going to read thin air. And of course you get your systolic and diastolic, and that all of the information is there. Your stress. Love it how the graph goes up and comes down and then just kind of fills in where it is from midnight to the present. Blue is the most relaxed, green is middle, and red is stressed. So you can get a good feel for that. You can start a measurement if you want to. Here's your emotion records, and you get more information in the app, but it looks like I got a couple of them where I've been a little stressed out today and about middle on everything else. I need to set the timeout a little longer. Last night's sleep stuff, we looked at all of that already. There's where you can set your sleep schedule, goals, and your sleep reminder and a sleep mode. All of those are selectable too. Way more sophisticated than you see on most watches. Now, we're going to go one more over, and I've got the weather in my area. I know you guys say, why don't you show me where you live? You'll all want to visit me if I do. Anyway, you get all of your stuff there. Your UV, your air quality, your forecast information is all in here for the weather. And then one more, you're getting into a music player, and take a listen to what it sounds like. We're paired together with the phone now. We're ready to play. Volume's up all the way, and here you go. This is the music coming directly from the phone through the watch, playing out the speaker, which is over here on this side of the watch. You can mute it simply by covering it. It's got good rich tone. Seems nice and clean. And of course that's representative of what your phone calls would sound like too. After the music player then is all your call information, contacts, logs, keypad. If you want to dial a phone number directly, you can do that right there. And SOS if you set that up. And then your workouts, all of them, not 100, wow, that's a lot. But you can actually customize it and add more to it from a list of 170 of them. By the way, you can get to that by just hitting the sport button on the side as well. So those are all of the cards you get to from that way, this way, that way. What do we got left? Pressing the button on the side a second time will get you into all of your apps. There's your calling information, which we already saw, right? Your daily activity, which we already saw. So all of these are there. Your basic workouts, workout records, if you have any, are here. There's the outdoor walk that I did and the timing and information on it. Now, there's no GPS directly in this watch. So if you get GPS tied to it, you have to initiate it from the app and take your phone with you. Otherwise, yeah, you'd get a GPS track too in the workout records. There's heart rate, sleep, blood pressure, blood oxygen, stress, emotion. If you want to tap this one, you'll get all of these, or most of the major ones, all at once. Takes about a minute. Sit really still. This is the best way to get accurate readings across the board. The music player, yeah. There's your Google Assistant or Siri if you're tying in with the iPhone. The app is available on the iPhone, so you can use this watch nicely with an iPhone as well. Weather in your area, breathing duration and pace. This is for your inhale, exhale, mindful meditation work. The notifications, a stopwatch, see, it's still running. You can pause it if you want to, keep it going. You can take lap times if you want to. Nice integration of the stopwatch. Come back out of here. Hello. How do we get out? Wow. Okay. Now it had to stop it to get out. That's interesting. Alarms, timers, calculator, kind of small, but nice big digits. So you should be able to see the results pretty easily. All clear on there. Remote shutter. If you're tying it with the phone, you want to use your phone to take a picture. There's the flashlight again. Find your phone, ladies' health, and settings. Now, in settings, we got display. This is where we can change the watch faces. Let me show you a couple of them. This is another one I downloaded. Nice. This is what I use at night. It's so fun. Yeah. Again, I could change this by pressing and holding. There's another downloaded one. So is this one. Now, we're getting into some of the stock faces that come with it. I'll just show you the thumbnails. They just expand bigger. Digital ones primarily. Some are combined with analog. A lot of them are digital because it just works better on a rectangular watch than round does. But there's a round one, and another digital, and now we're going full circle again. So this is about the only direct analog watch, but it does show you the edge-to-edge capability and the curved screen. Isn't that sweet? Wow, nice. And there you go with the watch faces. Now we got to that from the settings, which I can also get to from here within the display. Then you go on to always on display. You can follow the current watch face and it'll have its own style of always on face, or you can go into the custom ones. This is the one you've seen that I've been using, but they have a whole bunch of other digital ones primarily, depending on what you'd like. There's an interesting world one. And there's a kind of a color one. So we'll go with that color digital for the next time it goes out. You can set it for all day, or you can set up a schedule for the always on to be available for you. Brightness directly here, and display duration, which I'm finally... Oh no, I want you to see the timeout, right? Well, let's make it for 15 seconds. When it times out and I stop talking, you'll see. Here's the twist your wrist to see the time. You can switch to different watch faces anytime that the watch comes back to you to time display, which is really, really fun. And there's the tap to work, which I really like to wake it up. Overall themes, list, grid, waterfall for how you show your apps and other things. And then this toggle effect. One side zoom, two side zooms, fade in and out. Wow. Let's see what that does. Okay, that's everything here so far. And we've covered all of the other stuff. So when this times out, which will just be in a second, it should now switch to the digital display that we put in there. That's the two color. It has, I think, a little orange and then white. Or if I would have said default, it would switch to the default one for that. So that's it. And I can twist it, it'll light up, or I can tap it and it'll light up. Let's play with the app now. We're back on Kospet Fit for a full overview of this one, the recently reviewed Tank S2. I go into full detail on this one. Today I want to jump around for you. What you do is, of course, as you download it, look for that icon, thumbnail, set it all up, and then you're going to get to pairing the device. Now, this is the home display for the S2. If I go over to device, it says I'm using the Tank S2. However, if I want to, I can switch to the Tank X2 that we're doing right now because I've already set it up, or any of the other Kospet watches. This is really sweet because in switching this one, not only does it switch over to that device, but it brings in all the data that's related to that device. There we go. And we are on the device page, so this is all about the Tank X2. But let's go back to home and syncing up successfully. Here we've got our step data, our heart rate, our last night's sleep time from this watch now, and the breakout on it. Blood oxygen, stress, blood pressure, and mood. All of those covered in detail in the other app. You go into sporting now. These are the different activities. Here's the outdoor walk that I did that you saw on the watch. Here it is on the phone after it transfers over. And again, if this had GPS in it, you would also have the map with the chart or with the graph in it. You do have a chart, though, all of your heart rate and your cadence that go along with walking. And then, of course, there's all the different stuff that goes with all the other exercises. Tank X2, what you haven't seen is the watch face gallery. This is the always-on watches that you can choose from, and there's some different ones in here you can download in addition to the ones that are already on the watch itself, which is really, really cool to have such a variety of always-on displays like that one or that one's angle, some with a touch of color. Nice, really, really nice. And of course, they're set for the angle and distribution of the watch itself. Here's some recently updated ones, just to give you an idea. That's one that I downloaded. You saw that one. And then there's different categories of all of these faces. That one I've downloaded. Multifunction dials, simple, mechanical, business, fashion, illustrated, cartoon, that's a seasonal. It just goes on and on. Definitely a fun watch to have, any of these Kospet watches, if you really are into faces. And the fact that now you can set it so when you twist your wrist, it'll automatically switch to a different face, and that you can download multiple ones, not just one from the gallery, but multiple ones. They'll stack up inside your watch. Oh, it's wonderful. Really, really good. Other things that you can do in the overall settings, we've covered all of that. In your profile, you've got you get these different awards at different levels. This is where you can switch back to the X2 if you want to. Your overall profile goals, ladies, your cycle stuff. Nothing different here. Third-party services, as we remind you, Strava is available to connect with. A lot of people like that. Your permissions and feedback setting. I know it's quick, but like I said, if you want a deeper look at the app, switch over to the S2 review in that section. You get everything individually. Thought you might like to see what the custom version of the watch face defaults to for this particular watch. Yeah, nice. Wow, well, what can I say about this one? It's a really nice basic introductory watch, and there's a lot going on in here for an introductory watch. But what I mean by that is it has all of the standard features that you need. Notice the stopwatch did stop on the other side, but I can start it up and continue it running here and leave that area if I want to. Good. Lots of different watch faces like I was talking about. What I really like about this is its overall design. It's really functional. You've got a lot of space to put a lot of information, be it a workout or a watch face or whatever. And it's really a decent price device too. They're very economical, these Kospet watches. But with that said, and you notice this one now, when it timed out, it goes to that display, which is unique for that particular watch face. So they can all change as you change faces. So once again, the Kospet Tank X2. It's available directly from the Kospet website. Run around $100 right now. It's on sale. Check the show notes for a link and perhaps a coupon to bring the price down even better for you. there is more coming, because this is the X2, the Tank X2. However, there is an X2 Ultra on the market, which is a superset of this one, and we'll be looking at that one real soon. Come on back. Hope you subscribe. We'll see you again soon. Thanks for watching.